Capricorn, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot readings from the heart. So this is your bonus reading number 2 for September 2018. I'd like to say thanks for joining me. This is a Love Gypsy Tarot spread. For those of you that haven't seen this spread before on this channel, basically we deal with 7 areas. The first column is your mental and emotional, so how you're mentally and emotionally feeling about a situation. The second area deals with your present situation. The third column deals with your hopes and desires. The fourth area deals with your expectations. The fifth area deals with your hidden aspects, so things you don't see or you don't know are coming in, but could show up, say, a month, 2 months later after this reading. The sixth area is the immediate future, and the seventh area is the overall outcome. For the reading, Capricorn, we're using the Tower of Dreams, okay? So let's make a start. So, Universe Spirit, and what we're going to do, we're not going to do it as we usually do, whereby we shuffle the cards and then just put the whole thing down. What we'll do is we're going to shuffle the cards one by one and just ask the question, okay? So, Universe Spirit, for Capricorn September 2018 in love, what's the situation in column 1 around their mental and emotional? And how does Capricorn mentally and emotionally feel about the situation? And what's the reason for this? In position 2, column 2, what's the situation? And what is Capricorn experiencing as a result of this situation? And what's the reason for this? Position 3, or column 3, what's the situation around their hopes and desires? And what are Capricorns hoping for as a result of this situation? And what's the reason for this? Column 4. Oh, today's I'm showing my tummy off here, aren't I? There we go. Column 4. The expectations. What's the situation around the expectations area? And what is Capricorn expecting around this situation, or as a result of this situation? And what's the reason for this? Column 5. What is the situation happening around the hidden aspects? And what is it that Capricorn can't see coming in as a result of this situation? And what's the reason for this? Column 6, what's the situation around the immediate future? And what will they experience as a result of this situation in the immediate future? And what's the reason for this? And finally, column 7, what is the situation around the overall outcome? And what will they experience as a result of that situation in the overall outcome? What will the overall outcome be? And can you tell me, please, the reason for this? There we go. All cards laid down. Let's have a look. So what's the situation around your mental emotional, Capricorn? Right, Two of Swords. The situation could be that you've blocked someone. Someone might have blocked you, or you might be in two minds with the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords can also mean denial of a situation as well. But what is your mental and emotional? How are you mentally and emotionally feeling about that Two of Swords? I think that you feel fine. Because the Ace of Wands, in terms of how we mentally think about a situation is, I think there's an awakening here. Because the Ace of Wands is also about an awakening. So I think that mentally you guys are very much awakened to what's going on here. I think that if this is you, Capricorn, and you are in two minds, I think that mentally you find the way. You actually find clarity with this Ace of Wands. I think if somebody's blocked you out, with the Ace of Wands energy, then I think that there is an awakening over that they've done this. So it might be that somebody's blocked you out, you ain't seen them in a while, but then suddenly in September there's a realisation. Ace of Wands can be awakening realisation, so there's a realisation here mentally, emotionally. I think that this has got you fired up. I think there is some anger with this Ace of Wands energy. So actually I don't think you feel fine. I think because Ace of Wands can also mean anger. And emotionally wise, because the Two of Swords is the first card, which can refer to being in two minds, you blocking someone out, somebody blocking you out. I think somebody's blocked you though, and I think that you are awakened to why they've done this. And I think that emotionally some of you guys do feel angry. I think there's an anger going on here. The reason for this Ace of Wands being your mental and emotional is because of Temperance. Now Temperance is about balance and harmony, but how do we harmonise that card with that one? So if you're mentally, there's an awakening here. I think more than anything this is about awakening and understanding what's going on here with this individual, because I think with the Temperance energy there is a balance within you. I would say probably with this Temperance energy there's a spiritual balance, there's an emotional balance, there's a certain understanding of what's going on with this individual. Now in your present situation, the situation is about the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is all about feeling trapped and feeling a sense of frustration and there being limitations and problems within relationships. Now around that, what are you experiencing? The Ace of Coins. So something is starting to be planted here because you've got the Ace of Coins energy. So the Ace of Coins is where there is a seed being planted. So I think as a result of this energy, what you're experiencing right now is that something is being planted. But what is being planted here with the Ace of Coins energy? The Devil is being planted. So I think that what is starting to root itself for you guys, because this is all about grounded energy, and when something is starting to root and ground itself, I feel that the seeds of fear are starting to plant themselves, because the Devil represents fear, and this is where a seed is being planted. So I think that these two energies here are the person that you're dealing with, because I think that you're dealing with somebody who has great limitations. I think also Eight of Swords can deal with commitment phobes, okay? And I think if somebody's blocked you in the situation area of your mental and emotional, because the situation in the present is because they're a commitment phobe, they don't really want the relationship, they don't really want you potentially with this Eight of Swords. I think what you're experiencing is a seed that's being planted now, the Ace of Coins, and that seed is all about the Devil, the seeds of fear, okay? I think if this is the person that runs all the way down here, then they're blocking you. The Eight of Swords is there might be a little bit of a commitment phobe because the seeds of fear, seeds, Ace of Coins of fear, Devil are being planted within them. Now, what are your hopes and desires? Well, the situation is about the Eight of Coins. So the Eight of Coins is really to study, to work hard, to focus, to put energy and hard work into a relationship. So when you get the Eight of Coins, it's about working on a relationship. And the situation is about putting hard work into this situation. Now, around that hard work, your hopes and desires would be, well, you want the Page of Cups. Okay? Because the situation around your hopes and fear, your hopes and desires is all about putting hard work in. And you would hope probably as a result of that hard work, there would be a development in this relationship with the Page of Cups. Maybe this person comes to you and they expresses something to you. Maybe this person says, actually, let's go out on a date. Maybe this person says with the Page of Cups, you know what? Actually, you know, the situation has been that we have been working hard, or you have been working hard on this relationship. Therefore, I'm going to cut you a break with the Page of Cups. I'm going to tell you that I love you. I'm going to tell you that I appreciate all the hard work that you've put into us. The reason for the Page of Cups, some of you guys, it might also be the situation is, I mean, the Eight of Coins is about studying. You can see on the card the guy is studying the Pentacle. And it's the Ace of Pentacles, again, that he's studying. So it might be that the situation around the hopes and desires is that this person is actually looking at. So this might be the person. I think that it would make more sense for me to say the situation is about the person really looking at the commitment or starting a commitment with you guys, because he's looking at the one coin. Okay, and he's looking at the one coin out of many. Now, me as a tarot reader, I go with, yes, the general meanings, but I think that you do yourself a great disservice if you get pictured cards like I do. I think that one can do oneself a great disservice if one only focuses on what a meaning of a card is. Because all I can see is that there's one pentacle here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 coins down here, and there's 2 more up here. So the 8 coins could easily be, maybe this person's had other commitments and they've not dealt with them, or they've let them go, because the 6 of the coins are down here. So maybe this person has had other commitments in the past. Maybe these are 2 other options here, but maybe the 1 coin that the person studies here is you. So it might be that the situation is amongst everyone that this person has known, that you are the one that they are looking at here, and you would hope probably that maybe this person is going to come forward and say, yeah, you know, I have had lots of relationships, I have had lots of commitments, but out of all of these, you are the one. So you're hoping for the delivery of some good news from this individual between these 2 cards. And the reason for that is because of the Knight of Swords. You have an intention with this Knight of Swords energy. And that intention might be to help this person free themselves from the cage. Because you'll notice also on this Devil cage, this person here is in a trap, they're in a cage, but what is the cage door doing? It's open. So your intention, it's the knight in shining armour, isn't it? Delivering the person from the cage. Delivering the damsel in distress. It's the person that you see as being the damsel in distress. So your hopes would be, maybe they'll look at this relationship with me. Yes, they've had many, but they're not doing anything. There might be a couple of options at the top here. But if they look at me, they're holding me as this pentacle here, and they're saying, you know what? In your hopes, you say with this Page of Cups. And Page of Cups is also the dreamer card, so this is a dream. Your hopes would be, well, maybe they'll come forward and they'll say, you know, they'll deliver good news with this Page of Cups. And they'll say to me, I've been studying this for a while. I've been studying our relationship for a while. And you know what? Let's do this. I do care about you. I do have feelings for you. Because I think that this is all about intention with the Knight of Swords. But this is all about a goal. And your goal is to set this person free from their cage of doubt and fear. Because you've got a commitment foe, more than likely, for some of you Capricorns on your hands. Now, around your expectations, the situation is all about the Hermit. So the Hermit is shining its light into the 8 of coins. And the situation with the Hermit can either be, it depends, because the situation around your expectation is either about withdrawal or it's about seeking. The Hermit either seeks or it withdraws. Now, what it's seeking is the 8 of coins, hard work. So the situation around the expectations is all about discovering, perhaps, or making some form of a discovery here. I want to see what that's about, though. It's a little bit of an ambiguous card here. Let's have a look at what your expectations are around the... Well, no. See, this is what it is. This is why with the tarot, the cards are so multifaceted, you've got to think about it. If the Hermit is shining its light towards the 8 of coins, then this person is actually, what's the word I'm looking for? This is all about the discovery of, you know, a new path, the discovery of some work that needs to be undertaken. But the situation is all about discovery. And I think that this discovery is this person, because they show as being the Hermit in one way because they have withdrawn. They're a commitment foe. They've blocked you. They're in 2 minds. And your mind is awakened to this. So there's a realisation that this person's in 2 minds. That's why they've blocked you. And this realisation is because with the Temperance energy, you have a very strong understanding, I think, of this situation. Because the Temperance energy also means to be tempered. And to understand, without drama, without anger, what happens within another person's mind, what somebody else's intentions are. So there's an understanding here of who this person is. Because in your present situation, the situation is about somebody who feels trapped, somebody who's a commitment foe, somebody who has a reluctance to come out of their cage. And you'll notice the cage is here and the cage is here, so they can free themselves from it. Now, as a result of that, what you're experiencing is the seeds that are starting to arise. They're starting to ground themselves. And that is the seed of doubt. And I think the seed of doubt is this individual here, 2 of Swords, 8 of Swords individual. I think that what you're seeing is the seed of doubt starting to open up here. The seeds of fear starting to open up here with this individual. So you're starting to see, literally, for some of you Capricorns, this person becoming very afraid to commit. There's a seed being planted, and this is of fear. Now, around your hopes, Your hopes are, well, the situation is about this person. Amidst all of the relationships I've had, you're the one. You're the pentacle that they're holding in their hand. They're looking at the pentacle, they're focusing, they're studying it, and they're saying, you know, is there a potential here for commitment? And your hopes around that would be that this person will tell you that, Page of Cups energy. Because your goal is to have this person free themselves with the devil energy, with the cage open, from this prison of fear that has started to root itself in the relationship. And around the expectations, this is about this person, the hermit, who's withdrawn, but also potentially is looking into. Possibly you feel that they withdraw in order to gain some introspection on whether they want to focus and work hard on this relationship. And you would expect that if they're doing this, that there would be love here, that you'll come together again with the lover's energy. And the reason for that, but it's because of the moon. Do they have deep feelings with the moon energy? We can read the cards in a multitude of ways. Because the moon can also be a deep connection, a deep spiritual connection between two people. Perhaps you feel there is a deep spiritual connection here. The moon isn't reversed. Doesn't say the illusions have cleared, but we can read the moon in another way. Deep spiritual connection, connecting to source is the moon. So you would say, well, I would expect that we will come back together. We'll reconcile our differences because there's a deep spiritual connection between the both of us. Despite this person saying that they don't want to commit because the seeds of doubt have been rooted. They've started to really take hold in the relationship. I would expect that if this person looks into perhaps working on the relationship with me, that we'll come back together. Because there is definitely a spiritual connection here. What is going on around your hidden factors? What can you not see coming in? Well, you got the Six of Swords. So this card represents the overcoming of doubt, the overcoming of problems, seeing things clearly. Now around that Six of Swords, as a result of that, what is it that you cannot see coming in September? The Seven of Coins, energy. There may be the fruition, there may be the manifestation of a goal. Hard work has been put in here. And what you're seeing is the results of it. And the reason for that, there you go, Two of Cups. So you're starting to literally, at some point, you will start to see that all the hard work that you've put in, but also the Swords energies I'm reading as being this individual. So the situation is about this person, because we can see here they've blocked you. They're in two minds, Two of Swords. They refuse to come out of their prison of fear with the Eight of Swords, but they're overcoming this with the Six of Swords. So therefore what you experience coming in that you don't know yet, but that which should show up at some point, is that this person will overcome this, and you'll start to see the manifestation of all of the hard work that you've put in, and perhaps that this person has put in, especially if they're doing this. Because there is love. Because they do have that shared spiritual connection with you. And at some point this will happen for you guys. But in the meantime, the immediate future, well, the Five of Cups. And it's really weird when you do tarot, you just kind of know instinctively what's going to show up for some reason. It's really weird. But it's your intuition. In the meantime, this is about, the situation is all about disappointment. Five of Cups. Can be regret. What is it you're experiencing as a result of that Five of Cups energy? The Four of Swords. So you're experiencing either you or this person taking a break. Four of Swords, withdrawing. And the reason for that, the Ten of Swords. There's a lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure. I think that you're dealing with somebody who feels very pressurized to be something that you want them to be, that they cannot give to you at this moment. It's because of the Ten of Swords. I don't think it's you being stabbed in the back. I think it's this person. I'm reading the swords. The swords. There's a few swords in here. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. This I read as you, Capricorn. But the other areas I read as this individual. Especially as we have 3 not very nice sword cards showing here. There's real turmoil that this person's in. They feel under pressure. Look at him. He's got his head buried in his hands. He's like, I can't take this pressure. So in the meantime, even though this will come in at some stage with this individual, okay, I feel that in the meantime in September, what you'll experience is the situation being sadness and loss and disappointment. Because as a result of that, the experience, what's coming in, the immediate future is all about somebody who's withdrawing. to contemplate, yet still the relationship, because they feel under an enormous amount of pressure with the Ten of Swords, and I can only think it's this other person. The overall outcome will be the Page of Coins. The situation is the Page of Coins. Page of Coins can be about taking our time, learning how to be responsible. So the situation might be about this person who's learning about the relationship, learning how to be responsible. This can also be proposal and investment. Now, the overall outcome as a result of that Page of Coins, well, I'm seeing severance here for the time being with the Five of Swords energy, and the reason for that, this person, Queen of Coins energy. Now, Capricorn, that's you. I think that you are expecting with the Queen of Coins energy a lot from this individual. It's because of the Queen of Coins, and Queen of Coins is a Capricorn individual. That's you. It's because of you. Now, obviously, there's no blame being allowed here. Don't get it twisted the way I'm saying it. But I think that with the Page of Coins energy showing here, being the situation, this is somebody who is... but no, I actually think the Page of Coins energy is you, actually. And I think that you are beginning with this Page of Coins energy to understand the nature of trying to be responsible about this. So I think this is all you. In which the overall outcome is you putting yourself first with this Five of Swords energy. And cutting yourself off from this individual, because what you see as the Queen of Coins, she's looking directly over at the 10. This is this person. What you see is that this person's under pressure. And that's exactly what the Queen of Coins would do. She would never push it. She'd never, ever, ever push it. Never. Because she's too intelligent and practically minded for that. And it's because you see that this person's under pressure that you actually, with this Five of Swords, decide to sever contact with some of you guys with this individual. Because the situation is all about being responsible. Being practical. Page of Coins, he's just learning how to do these things. So the situation is all about you learning, taking those baby steps with the Page of Coins to be responsible around this situation, because the Page of Coins is all about learning, but it's learning about earthly matters. So if you're learning about earthly matters, you're learning that sometimes when someone is showing signs of not being 100% with you, sometimes it's best just to back down. And I think that this is number one with the Five of Swords, what the overall outcome from this responsibility that you guys are taking in this matter. I think that what you're doing with this Five of Swords is you're saying, actually, I'm holding the Ace of Swords up, I'm holding the Sword of Truth, and there's four swords behind him as well. I'm taking up the Ace of Swords, I'm looking at the truth, and what I'll do is I'll withdraw myself from this situation, because what I can see as the Queen of Coins is somebody who's practical, who's realistic. What I see as the Queen of Coins is that this person is under a great deal of pressure. They're under real pressure. You say, Capricorn, I can hold my own, it's fine. But I'm not going to trouble this person anymore, because I hold the truth in my hands. Do you see how the tarot works and how you can slightly read the cards differently when you have the very clear pictures on them and when you're formulating the story? Because in the hidden factors, this person will overcome this at some point. I don't think it's going to be now because of these energies here in this area here. So at some point, maybe within the next 2 to 3 months, this person is going to come back and they're going to say with this Six of Swords, look, I've overcome my worries and my fears. And what you'll experience coming in is the manifestation of a dream. All the hard work that you've put into this, and it'll be with the Seven of Coins energy, the hard work that they've put into this situation for themselves. Because there is a shared connection with them. There really is. And you expect it anyway of them, because the situation is all about the Hermit, the person who withdraws to figure out. The light is pointing towards the Eight of Coins. So they withdraw to focus on, perhaps this is working on themselves as well. So we have something twofold. In the one way, in your hopes, but the situation is all about them, despite all of the relationships they've had, looking at you with the One Pentacle here that they're facing and saying, let me have a look at this shiny thing. Let me have a look at Capricorn and figure out whether we can plant something here. And you will hope that there'll be good news around this, that this person will come to you and they'll say, look, I want you. I care about you. I want to develop this relationship with you, because perhaps their goal with the Knight of Swords energy is to free themselves. So let's say it's their goal. Their goal is to free themselves from the fears that they have, because this is freeing themselves from the cage of fear. One in which they've planted the seeds in your present situation. The seeds of fear are being planted. But your hopes are, well, if they look at me and they look that something could work with me, what I'm hoping is that they'll deliver this message through the Page of Cups energy, because I know that their intention is to try and free themselves from the cage that they've got themselves locked up into. And therefore, in my expectations, if I know that they are focusing with the Hermit energy on working on themselves with the Eight of Coins energy, then I expect us to come back together, because there is a very deep, unexplainable connection that we have with the Moon energy. But you guys, you know, even though in the hidden factors, this person will come back, because they'll come back when they've worked on their shit and they feel better, Six of Swords, and they've overcome their problems with this Six of Swords and they're able to see things clearly. You'll experience the manifestation of all of the hard work that this person's put in, because they do feel a connection to you. But right now, for some of you Capricorns, it may be in September that the situation is about disappointment and loss, because this person decides that they want to withdraw for a little bit, take a break, because they feel under an enormous amount of pressure. Not just from you, but perhaps from work, perhaps from family matters, whatever it is. They feel under an enormous amount of pressure that they just can't deal with. So it's almost like this person really just can't have this relationship at the moment. But it's not that they don't love you, and it's not that they don't care about you. It's just, Capricorn, that this person has a lot of shit that they've got to sort out. A lot of shit that they've got to sort out. And therefore, in the overall outcome, there you guys are, the situation, being responsible, Page of Coins, looking at the situation, trying to develop maturity and understanding of what the earthly matter is that this individual is dealing with. And you say, you know what? I'm going to look at the sword of truth. I'm going to put myself first now. I'm going to sever contact probably with this individual. And I'm going to own up to the truth and look at the truth. And maybe the Four Swords are saying, you know what, they are upright, but they're saying, but they're downwards. You know, they're not in the upright position, they're downwards. I'm going to give up on the fight, even though it's not reversed. I'm going to give up the fight here with the Four Swords, and I'm going to look at the truth. And the truth is, I need to be mature about this and realistic. And that realistic element of me, as the Queen of Coins says, I can't do this to this individual. This person's under too much pressure. I need to hold my own in this situation. There's love here, Capricorn. There is love. But I feel that you're dealing with someone who really just can't own that at the moment. I just feel hence that they're this, the Two of Swords. They're in two minds. They're in a bit of turmoil. And you realise this with the Ace of Wands energy. Because you are at a place of balance and understanding with the Temperance energy. And yes, this person is not ready to commit, Eight of Swords. Because what you're experiencing is the seeds of fear being planted. But it's on their part. The seeds of fear are being planted because they just cannot commit at the moment. They're under pressure. But you hope and you desire for them to look at you as something of worth with this Eight of Coins, and to tell you this, to express their love for you because of this, because you know that their intention is with this Knight of Swords to free themselves from that cage of fear. So you know that, and this person's probably told you that, but at the moment they can't do it because they're under pressure with certain things in their life, so they seek withdrawal. And even though it's upsetting, you guys understand with this Page of Coins energy that you need to look at the truth and you need to put your swords down, because you are realistic and you are practical. You are earth. And you understand that when someone is under an enormous amount of pressure, don't push the situation. Cut yourself off from it. Put down your swords. Stop the fight for the time being. Because at some point, when this person is over their shit with the Six of Swords, they will be back. Alright, that is your reading for September 2018. Capricorn, I would like to say thanks ever so much for coming on to Carol's Universe for your month ahead bonus reading. And I'll see you guys in October. 2 weeks into this month, around 2 to 3 weeks into this month, I'll upload the October readings. For now, take care, my lovelies. Bye-bye.